Hi, I'm back. So, I've been spending a lot of time analyzing the current landscape of AI applications, and I've come to a conclusion that might go against the grain of the whole AI wrappers are dead narrative. There is absolutely a real defensible layer between foundation models and end users, but it's not just about slapping a chat interface on top of GPT-4. The winning pattern right now is what I call Cursor for X. If you look at how coding assistants like Cursor have taken over, they reveal the blueprint for how all successful AI apps should be architected. It's not magic, it's a system. And as I see it, this system breaks down into four specific things that your app needs to do to actually add value. Number one is context engineering. Most people think interacting with an LLM is just typing into a box, but a real application decides what goes into the context window for you. You shouldn't have to manually copy paste code, files, error logs, or documentation. The app needs to handle the retrieval, the embedding, and the curation. There is a lot of hidden work here the user never sees, but it's the difference between a generic answer and a useful one. Second is multi-call orchestration. Under the hood, a single user request shouldn't trigger just one API call. It needs to run a whole orchestra. You might have embedding models scanning your files, chat models specifically tasked with applying different changes or diffs. The user sees one simple experience, but the app is managing a complex chain of events in the background. And then number three, and I think this is the one that is massively undersold, is application specific GUI. Text is incredibly hard to audit. If an AI spits out a wall of code or text, reading it to find errors is slow, but seeing a red green visual diff that leverages your visual system, which is way faster than your reading system. Being able to hit Command Y to accept or Command N to reject is a user experience breakthrough. You aren't typing yes, I accept this change into a chatbot. You are clicking a button, and that speed matters. And finally, number four is autonomy slider. You need to give users control over how much the AI does at once. Maybe Command K changes a small chunk of code, Command L changes a whole file, Command I goes off and does agentic work. The user needs to be able to throttle the AI up or down depending on their trust level. So here is why this architecture matters. The bottleneck is human verification. AI generates instantly, but you, the human, are still responsible for the output. If the AI hands you a 1000 line dev, you have to verify that it actually works, that it introduces no bugs, and it has no security issues. That takes time. So if you are building in this space, you have two levers to pull. One, you speed up verification. You do this with better GUIs, visual diffs, and slick UX. Two, you keep the AI on a leash. You force it to work with smaller chunks and clearer prompts. If your prompt is vague, then the AI does something unexpected. The verification fails. Then you have to reprompt. Now you're spinning in a loop. It is actually sorry. It is actually better to spend more time on a precise prompt upfront to increase the probability that verification succeeds on the first pass. And everyone keeps saying this is the decade for agents, but right now, with where the models are actually at, you don't want fully autonomous agents. You want suits. You want partial autonomy where the human stays in the loop, where the generation verification cycle is tight, and where there is an autonomy slider you can push to the right over time. Suits augment you. Robots operate autonomously. A suit still has a human making the executive decisions inside. A robot flies around on its own and might crash. So, for this year, focus on building Iron Man suits, not Iron Man robots. Thank you, and see you in the next one.